everybody, it's Jeanne, and I am going to show you my November journal. And I would like to get into December and do some fun December stuff, but I did want to get November out of the way just because I think we're all done with the fall and we're all into Christmas now. But I like to share it, and you can look at it now or look at it later. But anyway, the cover is a picture from, I believe it's the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. So I just loved it, and I used it in a couple places for November this year. I'm not sure, I can't place exactly where it was for the other place I used it. But anyway, this is all chunky, and this this journal I purchased from Kylie Coo from her Etsy shop, and I was very excited. It's just so nice. This is a very heavy paper. It's like a cardboard, homemade cardboard paper. It's very thick, very, very heavy, and it's really, really cute. And I just love how she made it, and I loved how it looked inside. And I've kept it almost a year, just enjoying it as it is empty. Decided to go ahead and use it because that's why I bought it, and that's what it was made for. So I've added my stuff, and here we are. Ooh, I was way out of the picture frame. So anyway, this is November. Oh, let me just double check and get myself back in the frame here. November 1st was daylight savings, so we fell back, and it was a Sunday, and I love daylight savings time, and I love changing over, but I always have a little rough time with it. I have a hard time adjusting. It takes me longer to adjust the older I get. But anyway, so that was fun to do. And then she had this cute little envelope in the pocket, and also some journaling papers in here, which I used and wrote on them. And so I have a little record of my day, and I've got in there November 1st, 2020. And she also sent along some journaling cards. I put that on the back of this one instead of writing on it because I used the little cards. But I always think that's funny. Butter my butt and call me a biscuit. So I found that in a magazine, and I just thought that was funny. But that's not the first time I've heard it. I've heard it from a lot of people, and every time I hear it, it makes me laugh. I had this the strings of this from Laura, and so I tied it onto a key, and I thought that's kind of cute. It's nice, fits nice into a little pocket, and if it's over here instead of on that side, it the dangle will dangle down through the bottom, down on the outside in the middle instead of on the front. I like it better that way. Let's see here. Here's a little owl also that I like. It has a little crown. I love birds and animals with little crowns. I always think they're so fun. And I saw that in the magazine, and I cut it out, and I'm going to do some more of those. This little poem is from Sir Walter Scott. It says, "November sky is chill and drear. November leaf is red and sere." So I thought I'd put that in honor of November. "The carpet of drifted leaves brings as much happiness as spring flowers." And I like that. I like that. And I wrote a little thing about fall. And then I also had this little quote from Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul. So so I like that, and I put that in. And I'm in my art room, and that's my woman's cave. It got really cold the 2nd of November, and so I noticed that the flowers and plants were in danger. So I went out and I picked them, and I did a little watercolor of my flowers. I picked a big bouquet of snapdragons and pansies, and I had yellow snapdragons and pink and white pansies, and I had a lovely bouquet for the whole week. And then it warmed right up, and I picked another bouquet, and I still had them. And I also had a third bouquet even later on for my daughter when she came by. This is election day, and we're still waiting. And I did write some stuff there, and I put down nothing is decided by midnight, a very intense evening. I passed the time earlier in the day by planting my spring bulbs, a sign of hope that all will be well by April. So hopefully that's just what will happen. All will be well. One step at a time, I thought was a cute little tag, and I did post that in my Instagram. And then this, we're just blessed, and I put, no matter who is president, Jesus is king. So I'm still, by the 4th, I was still wondering. So we shall see what we shall see. This is going on. I just added just some fun pictures, fun fall pictures there in a little collage, especially with Alice saying it's perfectly quiet, and it is at my house, perfectly quiet. And then I never did finish up this page, but you know, that's what looking back on journals is for, to add little things if you want to. On the 5th, I mailed my swap to Janet Nash, and I just like that. I have a little snail mail stamp. I'm always forgetting to use that. Friday the 6th, my fall bucket list. I have one thing on my bucket list, and that was to get Christmas up by mid-November. And I got it up just before Thanksgiving, a couple days before Thanksgiving. So I feel like I fulfilled that. I don't like to challenge myself too much. Saturday, not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear the path. So I did some journaling on that card, and I also put a little crown and little fun stuff there for Saturday the 7th. And that's my journaling. I did more journaling in this book than I have in some of the others. So so I'm kind of pleased with that. I think looking back on that, it'll be more interesting for me to read it. Some more journaling there, just right on the page, and a little more fun stuff, just things that, just some doodling and some fun. And then this page here, I made those. I went out and got leaves in my yard and did some creating. I used that for my journal tag for the 9th. And I was feeling a little lost that day. I don't remember why, but it's probably in my tag. The 10th is the Marine Corps birthday. My son is served in the United States Marines for 6 years and traveled all over the world. He was an embassy guard. And so I did that, and that's my journal tag. Someone gave me that nice little bookmark. And then right the next day is Veterans Day, and I kept that. It's Veterans Day with respect, honor, and gratitude, and that is so important. I think we need to always be mindful of those who serve. This is so cute. I've had, I got a bunch of these, and I think this is my very last one. I've used that every fall for about 3 or 4 years, and I've sent some out. And so, and that's my journal card there. And a little napkin and magazine picture. Friday the 13th, kind of a scary day probably. I don't know, that's my journal card. Did I put something on there? It's just a simple day. Made mixed media piece today, cleaned and did laundry, fixed a steak for dinner, watched 2 movies, The Impossible and Frida. So I can recommend The Impossible. I wasn't wild about Frida. This was the day I went out to the mill, Clifton Mill, and so I journaled about that. It was also National Pickle Day, which you may have seen other people. I did buy a sheet with all kinds of fun things about November, and so you may have seen other people use that same sheet. And I drew the a branch with the red berries that I loved seeing, and you saw it in the video if you watched it. And the video is still up if you'd like to see it. It was a field trip to Clifton Mill. Anyway, this was a postcard that I received. I used it for a journal card. I said, be thankful for what you have. Your life, no matter how bad it is someone else's fairy tale. So that's always something to remember. And then Dr. Seuss says, you ought to be thankful a whole heaping lot for the places and people you're lucky you're not. So it's 2 reminders to remind me that things are always, I mean, you're never the worst one around. And I wasn't being the worst one around, but you know, you kind of tend to some days feel like, oh my gosh, nothing's going right. Well, you know, even on those days, you need to remember to be mindful that other people have it a lot worse than you do. I thought that was kind of a cute leaf to put on this page with that bluish pumpkin. And so that was kind of fun. That was another leaf that I made. And the way I made them is I rubbed ink all over the leaves, and then I put a piece of paper over it and just rubbed it really hard. And it made that impression. So those were really fun to do. And I still have, my leaves are still pliable. I didn't lose any of the leaves on that. Those are coral bells, and I don't know if I lose them over the winter, because surely I would have lost them by now. But anyway, oh, this isn't the coral bells. The coral bells were the other one that this is the leaf from the coral bell. This is a leaf from a tree. A tree nearby. I have no trees in my yard. No trees. Oh, I do have a tree. I did plant a cherry tree last year, and so it's still a little tree. That's not one of the leaves from the cherry tree. It's just a leaf that blew into my yard. Okay, Monday, the 16th. Trying to figure out. Oh, it goes this way, and then that's the little gift tag that was in my package. I got my package from Janet Nash, and she gave me a journal cover that she did slow stitching on. And let me see, just to show you, this is what I got in the mail that day. And then I added this, and I added all the stuff inside. I put it together, made it a journal. but she sent me a lot of stuff, and I used everything that she sent me in this journal, plus some things that I had. And I do like that bead work. I love those beads. But I love the bunting. Isn't that cute? That is just so cute. And that's a very effective little embellishment for my journal. So I was really happy with that. Let's see, I'm just gonna double check, see if I'm still in frame. Yes, because this is the second time I have done this video, because the first time it was fine, except I had just cut off just the top, just maybe a half an inch, but it just looked odd and I couldn't bring it up. It had this part at the bottom and I couldn't bring it up too close, and I thought, okay, let's just see the whole thing or not. so all the little stories I told, all the little all the little things, and the funny laughter and all that gone. Sorry. Hopefully this is going to be just as interesting. This day, Wednesday the 18th, there was so much to do, but I spent the whole day watching the new season of The Crown. So I didn't even finish because I tried to do a few little things in between. But yeah, I watched the whole season 4 of The Crown, and I loved it because I remember all the stuff that went on, believe it or not. And I'm not British, but I do follow what goes on there. So it was quite an interesting interesting season for me. The previous seasons, I'd heard a lot about it, and a lot of stuff was new, so they were also very, very interesting. It's one of my favorite series. Okay, November 19th, this was my daughter-in-law. Her birthday is November 19th. And while I was driving, during the hour that I drove over to her house to deliver her package, I talked to all 4 of my kids. So that was fun. Everybody's in all over the country right now, and so except for the one son and daughter-in-law, they're still here. So anyway, so that was funny. Fun, and I really liked it. I did rearrange my living room and clean it and rearrange it so that I could set up my Christmas tree. And then I drug it out of the closet that night. Not a good thing. Okay, oh, it wasn't that night. It was a couple days ahead. I don't think I mentioned it in here though. Life is better when you're laughing, and isn't that true? That is so true. I love that. Life is better when you're laughing. Okay, 19th, here's the 18th, and then I have this part, and this part, and this part, and this for the 19th. And I keep thinking that I've put this together wrong, but no, this is correct. While I was going to take my daughter-in-law's present to her, on the way back, I stopped at Arby's and got a really nice sandwich, and it's keto friendly, so if you don't eat the bun. And so I really enjoyed that, because I did go to Arby's. I went to Arby's on that other day when I said I was at the mill. I stopped at Arby's on the way home because I was desperately hungry, and I thought I pulled over on the road and I checked what the carb thing was, and I was good. So it was so good the other day, I got another sandwich, but I haven't bought any more since then. I have plenty of food at home. No need to be running out to eat. This here is an envelope that I got, and it was so pretty. And on the top of the envelope and on the bottom of the envelope, they had these cute little pumpkins stamped on there. And she put, if you can see it, how shimmery that is, she put glitter all the way around. So I just cut out the middle with the address and put them together and made a tag. and I can't show you on the other side of the tag. Well, I can. There's it's a Weird Coffee Brothers stamp, because in the mail that day came the coffee I ordered from Weird Coffee Brothers in Virginia, because they have partnered with my son's podcast, and the one that lives nearby here. They've partnered with his podcast, the Star Wars Newsnet podcast. It's the Resistance Broadcast, and they have made the Weird Brothers coffee. They have made the Resistance brew, and they sell it. And I bought some, and it was really good. So you can find that. You can Google that and find it if you like interesting coffees, and if you like Star Wars. I should have had my bag here so you could see what it looked like, but it's really neat, and it'll be in a journal soon. Believe me. This is a weekday, a week 20. I didn't finish. Whatever happened on the 20th is long gone and will never be remembered, because I did not finish that day. And then again, I was busy, and you know what part of it is I was in pain. I pulled stuff out of the closet to set my tree up, and I twisted my back, and I haven't done that, in 20 years maybe. I've always been so careful, and part of it is I was moving furniture and already given myself some problems. I had forgotten, because it's been so long since I've had to really shove furniture around. I've always had people to help me do that, and nope, I was moving the furniture around, and I forgot you have to be really, really careful, because it's been so long since I've had back issues. So anyway, I think that's, I just wasn't in the mood to do anything. So I have this, which is so cute, and I'm going to write my Thanksgiving menu on there. I will tell you, one of the things that I really liked that I made for Thanksgiving, ahead of Thanksgiving, was my grandmother's Waldorf salad. And her recipe is green jello, and you put chopped walnuts, chopped celery, and chopped apples in it. And then you serve it with mayonnaise on the top. So I have adjusted that recipe. Over the years, I substituted the mayonnaise for whipped cream because I do have a little bit of a sweet tooth, and depending on whether or not I was dieting, I substituted sugar-free jello. But this time I had the sugar-free jello, and instead of putting in a whole apple that I usually do, I just put in a half an apple, and I used a Granny Smith green apple because it has fewer carbs than a red apple. Who knew? But I looked it up and I checked it out, and that's it. And I need to write in about my grandmother's Waldorf salad. I believe her mother also made it. So I know it comes from my mother's mother, and I believe her mother also made it. But I would verify that with one of my sisters, although I'm the one with the best memory, believe it or not. So anyway, so I loved having the Waldorf salad. And one other thing I did with my Waldorf salad is when I was making it, I beat in like about an ounce of cream cheese and stirred it in really good. And then, little by little, I added 3 more ounces. And so the whole entire bowl was really creamy, limey taste. And oh my gosh, it's like a cheesecake with all those goodies in it. And it is so good. It was so good. It was my salad and my dessert at the same time on Thanksgiving. Did nothing on the 22nd. I rested my back. I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing. But I did find out that it's not good to rest your back. It's good to keep your back, keep moving your back, keep working that muscle. But I didn't. I rested my back and I did nothing on the 22nd. Did I say if I wrote? I didn't say if I watched movies. I'm sure I did all that day. But I felt enough better that I went ahead and decorated the Christmas tree on the 23rd. So just to fulfill my, if I make a goal, I really work hard to meet that goal. And it wasn't quite mid-November, but it was still November before Thanksgiving. And to me, anything before Thanksgiving is mid-November. So I painted a little, I did a little doodle there of my Christmas tree, and I worked on that. I do not have real candles on it. I have drawn real candles on the edges like that since I was a child. That's just how you draw a Christmas tree. I'm sorry. Anyway, a friend of mine dropped off 6 months worth of Reader's Digests, and I haven't taken that for a long time. I haven't taken those. I haven't had a subscription for years. But I read this and I thought this was so funny. So I'm going to read it to you. Bear with me or fast forward. It's a joke. A widower and a widow attended their 70th class reunion, and a long ago spark was rekindled. At the end of the night, he said, "Would you marry me?" "Yes, yes, I will," she says enthusiastically. The next morning, the widower wakes up troubled. Did she say yes or no? I'm confused. So he called her and he said, "Did you say yes or no when I asked if you would marry me?" And she said, "Oh, I said yes. I'm so glad you called because I couldn't remember who asked me." Oh, that's the best part of Reader's Digest, is all the little jokes. And you probably heard that one. I think I had heard it before, but it just struck me so funny. I had to cut it out and include it. Just really struck me funny. There's a journaling tag there. And this is, again, the 23rd. And then on the 24th, my daughter emailed me with a saying, a little quote. She said if I'd like to share it, I could. And she said, "An essential aspect of creativity is not being afraid to fail." So I have learned that lesson myself because I tend to just jump in with both feet and see what happens. And I am truly not afraid to fail because I don't really care, because these journals are, this needs to find a home that it stays in. These journals are mine. They're for me. They're for me to enjoy. So if I make a mistake and I mess them up, oh well. That's just how it is. But if I succeed, I'm really happy. And there have definitely been failures, and I usually just wing it. I just go with it and say, yeah, not my best, but, and I see the value, or I know what I was going for. Not everybody else knows what I was going for, but I do. I know what I was going for, so that I have that picture in my head, so it doesn't look as bad. Well, it probably looks worse because I didn't meet that. But anyway, so yeah, I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid at all. And I do fail, and I just do another one, or live with it and just move on and do something else the next time. This little thing I thought was too thick for a journal, but for some reason these soft cover journals, it's not thick like a hardcover journal. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I can put in thicker things in these journals. So anyway, I put that in, and I thought, that's just so pretty. I just like how that page looks. And this is one of the stamps that Kylie had done, although I added some extra to it, and a little grass and so forth. Put a little bird in there. because this time of year there's lots of birds. Okay, this is today. No, this is not Thanksgiving, but I never did write down my Thanksgiving menu, and I have to. I have to write that down. This tag was included in the journal, and I thought that was very pretty. It's the same as the cover, and I added that in the back because I know it wasn't, I want to write a poem. I'm thinking about maybe writing my own little poem about November, but we'll see if that happens or not. And I do want to write down what my menu was for Thanksgiving. And I made a little cluster for up there, just for fun. And this is a little weed that I did off the cuff. And is there something on the back of this? Yes, that's a journal tag, and that just has my journaling for the day on there. Thanksgiving, oh my gosh. I was thankful for all God's blessings, His protective care of me and my family, and today I am as snug as a bug in a rug, and that is true. And I journaled about Thanksgiving, and I had a wonderful day. My daughter brought me a plate of food you wouldn't believe, all keto friendly, and it lasted me through the whole weekend. And I have some freezer, like a turkey leg and some sliced meat that is in the freezer now for the next pot of soup. But I ended up on Sunday with my pot of soup, and she drove, it's a good 80 miles, and she only could stay for maybe a half an hour because we talked out on the front porch, but it was so cold, and she helped me put out, she and my grandson put up my outdoor decorations, my outdoor lights. It's so simple, but we had to go get the electric cord, and we had to put it in there just right. It had to be adjusted. You needed a couple people to adjust it, the lights. I wanted to make sure that they were also shining in the trees next door, because the light catches on every one of the branches and the whole tree looks like it's twinkling. Anyway, I like to keep my life simple. I could have put those up myself, but it's just so nice to have helpers. It's so nice to have someone to help you do it and to do it with you. So anyway, I let them help me with that, and it made my life so much easier, and I was very happy on Thanksgiving night to have all that beautiful light shining on the front of the house. All those pretty lights. Okay, Kylie included some ephemera, and that's one of the pieces I put on this envelope that she had pasted on this paper, and I put in I think there's a little card here. Yes, it's a quote. "We must find time to stop and thank the people who made a difference in our lives." So that's a good reminder, and hopefully people who look through this book in the future will see that, and that will be something that they'll remember to do. Also, on this day, I put 3 of my tulip bulbs that I saved out from planting in the freezer because I want to try and force them in mid-January. So we'll see how that works. That might be kind of fun to do. This is just a little tag. It says Happy Harvest. I used it. I didn't do anything to it. It's just a fun little tag. And I added this ribbon and a little pumpkin button and a little flounce. A little flounce there just for fun, just to make it decorative. And then Kylie also included this lovely envelope paper to write on, to journal on. And here all along I've been using snippets of paper, and I have not put a word on that one, but I love the paper, this nice tea-dyed paper, and I do intend to use it, and I'm thinking I will write a summary of my month, if I'm thinking of it. If not, I don't know. I may just write my thoughts about something. Who knows? I made this journal tag just because I wanted to use this fabric. I cut that off to make my little flounce. I cut that off the top, and I thought, I love this. I used this in my masterboard. So I still have some of this left, and I used it in my masterboard, and now I've got a place to journal on the back. Maybe the next time I go through it next fall, because I'll put this away and I probably won't look at it until next fall, or somebody later on can journal on there. And then this was really cute. This was a cute little picture about a cat cooking. Let me see if you can see that. I don't know. It's hard to know. See, now there's where I see the glare. You probably see it in a different spot. And it's not even an important picture. I just happened to think that was cute. And I meant to do more here. I just was kind of flaking out towards the end of November because it was just a hard month. And I did notice that this, I'm not sure what has happened here. That needs to be, oh, there, it's supposed to come over there. I need to glue that little bead down. It's got some issues, but I put that across there, and I thought that was very cute. I added some fabric and a little quote to this envelope: "Let our lives be full of thanks and giving." And I didn't put anything in the envelope yet, but I'm sure that there'll be little things that I will find as I'm cleaning. I have to clean and sort my room here, my art room, and I'm sure there are things that I will find that I can put in there, because I did find some things that I didn't find before. I'm almost done. Kylie included another one of these journal cards and a little booklet, and I'm not sure why I didn't use it, but I am going to, and I might use the booklet in another journal, maybe the January journal. This I saw and I just thought was so funny. I cut it, I blew it up big, and I cut it into and made it into a little booklet. It says, "Be not afraid, my crispy child," to the falling leaf. "Your nutrients will feed the earth and grow again in spring's rebirth. At last you clasp your destiny to fall a leaf and raise a tree." Oh, to fall as a leaf and rise as a tree. Yep. And that's me. I did pick up some of those leaves and glued them in my book, in a different book. So that made me laugh. I thought that was hilarious. So anyway, that's my book, people. I'm done. That's my whole thing, and I thought I still have room to close and tie it, believe it or not. And that is a journal I love. Thank you, Kylie, for offering this in your Etsy page, which I looked to see if you had any more, and I didn't find your page, so I don't think you have an Etsy shop anymore. But anyway, I loved this journal. So thank you very much for offering it in your shop. I was very happy to buy it. And some of those one of those journal pages at the beginning, I mentioned where this journal came from. I love it. I love it. I love this little stitching on the bottom of that. It's just something just a little extra and nice. So thank you guys for watching. I just so appreciate it. I just am grateful and thankful for all of you. And if you'd like to subscribe or share or post a comment, tell me what you were thankful for, or tell me something that you're giving to someone for Christmas. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.